The reason that men mistake your kindness and politeness as flirting
Is why. Really, why? I have a feeling, just a feeling, that the reason that they're going to say that men mistake kindness for flirting has something to do with how all men treat women in a certain way.
is because they themselves would never be kind or polite to someone they weren't attracted to.
It's not even that fun to be right anymore, because it seems like many individuals out there like to demonstrate their ability to try to put an entire group of people into a box and paint them all with the same brush, simply because it's easier to do that than actually think critically and realize that people are individuals. Also, notwithstanding the fact that they're not taking into consideration that many men aren't used to receiving any sort of kindness or consideration unless someone actually wants something or is indeed flirting with them. Or are they taking into consideration the fact that many men out there are very kind and considerate to others without them wanting something? But I understand it's just easier to do it this way.
Some women need to learn that dropping hints isn't a communication skill. It's a tactic used by women to try to communicate without taking risks. Why tell a guy you like him and risk rejection when you can just drop a hint, and if he doesn't pick it up, blame it on his inability to communicate?
I don't see men complain when women are essayed on massive.
Well, of course not, because one doesn't want to see it. Because if one had to admit the reality of how many men stand up for women, that would seriously disrupt one's narrative.
The type of men that disrespect women for so-called being used.
No, there is nothing wrong with a person, whether it be a man or a woman, desiring to have a partner that has self-respect, respects others, and has not lost track of their body count. There is, however, something quite a bit wrong of accusing someone that you disagree with for having those opinions of preferring children.
I am absolutely convinced that men don't actually want relationships. Like,
who could really blame them at this point? Think about all the things men have been told in the past few years. They get told they're disgusting if they look at women a certain way, and then they get criticized if they don't. They're not supposed to hold the doors open because women are equal and can open it themselves, but yet they're inconsiderate if they don't hold the door open. They get told that masculinity is toxic, and then women ask where all the good men are. The real question is, if one is finding that men don't want a relationship because of one's own personal experience and the experience of people that one knows, perhaps it has more to do with you.
Do men come with communication, or do you have to buy that separately?
Oh, goody. What is it about men this time? But at least this one is promising to be something quite interesting, at least.
If a woman that asks, "Where are all the good men?" probably needs to take an assessment of her priorities. The question should really be, where are the men who are good for me? This is the real test. What are your standards versus what you have to offer? This must be grounded in reality. Most women cannot make like-to-like comparisons. Saying you have a standard and actually maintaining a standard for yourself is important. A man cannot make a solid decision based on your false narrative. And do not say you are a thoroughbred on paper but present as a mule.
You have to buy it separately, don't you? I knew I forgot something. I could run back out and get it.
Now, what I'm going to say next will come as a complete surprise to a great many, I'm sure. But there are actually quite a large number of men out there that already do come with a complete set. That's right, a complete set of communication skills. No extra purchase need be required. But for some, especially some women, I'm sure that will come as a difficult concept to grasp. Because being an effective communicator isn't just about knowing what to say and when to say it. It's also about knowing when to listen. And for a lot of the women out there that say that men don't have any communication skills, this will be especially difficult. Because in order to be able to listen effectively, some will really need to learn when to be quiet.
If he's not paying all of your bills, then you are not in any relationship with him.
So if a woman insists on paying her own bills, even if she considers herself to be in a relationship with someone, according to this person, they're not actually in a relationship because he's not their sugar daddy.
Why the hell would you give him full access to you if he's the only person who benefits from that relationship?
And how does that make sense?
Men benefit just by being seen with you.
Men. Did you know that? You benefit just by being seen with a woman.
Just by sharing your energy, your precious feminine energy with him and your beauty, you're giving them extra confidence and ego boost. You're just giving them social and personal promotion for free, just by giving them an access to you. And another thing is that why would you give him husband privileges if he is not even able to cover all of your bills?
Some women actually don't like being dependent on men to pay their bills. They prefer to do it on their own, whether or not they're in a relationship with them or not.
He's the only person that benefits from that, not you.
Oh dear.
Men fall in love by investing in you. And if you don't make them invest in you, then sooner or later, they will stop respecting you.
Let's hear it for transactional relationships, ladies and gentlemen.
Him paying your bills is just bare minimum. It's your non-negotiable. It's 2024 and we need to become a little bit more selfish.
Remember, the moral of this story is, in order to be respected as a woman, you need to get paid. No.
For modern women, everything boils down to the cash you have in your wallet and the wealth you have in your banks. Their entire sense of self-worth revolves around money. Money which they receive after exploiting men and blaming the patriarchy. The patriarchy, such as it might exist, gave modern women labor-saving devices, preferential hiring and educational opportunities, the franchise without equivalent selective service commitments, birth control, and wildly advantageous divorce laws, among many, many other benefits.
If you want a man to fall in love with you,
Oh, good. I just can't wait to see what kind of emotional and mental games someone's going to be playing today.
just be emotionally unavailable.
Right. So far, so good.
Don't give him a safe space, okay? Don't give him a safe space. Let him know, actually, this is not a safe space. They'll love it. They'll love you.
It occasionally has crossed my mind that individuals that are giving out this type of advice probably have never actually been in a long-term and healthy relationship. But that's just my opinion.
When women raise their voices, it's because they feel like they're not being heard.
Is that why? I don't necessarily agree with that, but for the sake of argument, let's just assume for a moment that that's the case. But what about men?
When men raise their voices, it's because they feel like they're not being obeyed.
Obeyed? So men can't feel like they want to be heard as well? That they might have to raise their voices, in fact, to be heard by others who are trying to talk over them, like so many individuals are prone to do?
Men don't want to be understood. They don't want you to hear them out. They don't want you to hear what they have to say.
Sentiments like that do tend to come the most often from those who have made it blatantly obvious that they, in fact, do not understand men in the least.
Toxic people just want to make relationships seem so difficult. Take it from me, pride and ego aside, it becomes as easy as it could be. Just avoid toxic people. If you are observant, you can tell early enough that someone has a toxic trait. Relationship comes with its hassles, but they are usually solvable.
They want you to obey what they tell you to do.
Oh dear. It is most unfortunate that even at this point in time, there are still those individuals out there that think that it's perfectly acceptable to, in fact, generalize an entire group of people. But I might add, it's only, of course, if it's the right demographic, because otherwise that would be considered socially unacceptable.
So if you're making $50,000, don't date. I'm just being for real. You're not ready to date.
But why not?
You're not ready to date because courtship costs.
How much exactly can it cost?
Everything costs. You can go for 22 walks in the park. Eventually, Shorty is going to need a sip of something. She's going to be thirsty. This bottle of water is $3 in Atlanta. So if you don't have any expendable cash, don't date.
So they're saying that approximately 18% of the United States population shouldn't date. Right.
And whatever that looks like for you, you might only make $50,000, but you live in a shoe, and now you got expendable cash.
Wonder if that includes both men and women. They didn't specify.
Or get you a bottom of the that's going to date you when you have no money.
Is it just me, or is this sounding like it's only applying to men?
If she doesn't have that expectation, and I'm going to tell you this right now, enjoy it while it lasts, because eventually you're going to want to run. Because she doesn't stretch you. She doesn't make you the man that you need to become. She allows you to be the stagnant dude in the same jeans for days. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder, how much money does a woman actually have to make a year in order to be able to date? Because it's sounding like they're expecting men to pay for absolutely everything, doesn't it? Double standards are wonderful, aren't they?
The best part of all these videos is how women will go for hours, defining a man and describing his actions and talking about his inner workings. And then you ask a woman, what is a woman? Basically, what is she? And you get a deer in the headlights look. How does that work in the logical world? Lady J, you're the best.
Dating advice in under 1 minute.
Ah, yes, the best kind.
If you give him money, he's going to cheat.
Interesting.
If you give him emotional support, he's going to cheat.
What?
If you are nice and reassuring and boring, he is going to cheat.
I'm noticing a theme here.
If you bend over backwards and become his mother, always checking in with him if he's eaten, if he slept well, how he's feeling, how work has been, you will also be cheated on. Why?
Yes, do tell us why.
Because men hate reassurance.
Has anyone else noticed that a lot of the women giving dating advice to women about men really don't seem to know anything about them?
Men hate commitment and routine.
Yeah, like I said.
Now here's your secret to keep him happy and not have him cheat on you.
Well, this secret ought to be just fantastic given the rest of the advice.
Is to not give him routine. You need to give this man an element of surprise. And how do you do it? By
Do tell.
not always checking in, by not mothering him, by not controlling his actions, by not always reassuring him.
To be fair, I do not know a lot of individuals that actually like being mothered. However, given this type of dating advice, there's going to be a lot of women, if they choose to listen to it, that are going to be remaining single or extremely unhappy in their relationships.
I love how she thinks men don't like routine. We love knowing when we need to be busy, and when we can kick back and chill, a routine gives us this comfort. When that routine is interrupted, especially by something unimportant, we can get pissed.
Basically, if a man wants to be a big man, he needs a big wallet.
Okay, and what else?
If a man wants to be dominant, he needs money.
Okay, go on.
If a man wants to be head of the household, he better be paying for that entire household. Because you know it's not his leadership skills that are doing it.
Noticing a theme here.
If a man wants you to take care of him, he better have the money to make sure that you have the energy to do so.
So it's just about money, is it? Okay.
If a man wants to be pampered, he better make sure that you don't need to spend your time working so that you can pamper yourself first during the day.
It's really nice to see that money is still the all-motivating factor in relationships, at least for some.
Do you see where I'm going with this?
Oh, I think we can all very clearly see where this is going. But just to reiterate, what's it all about?
The answer will always be that he pays.
I notice with a lot of these takes that some of these individuals seem to have something in common. They don't want to be treated as equals. No, they want to be treated as better than their partner. And they feel, it seems, that the man should just be grateful for having a woman in his life. Well, I think a lot of men out there would be grateful for having an equal partner and not a sponge.
Money, money, and money. Not everything is about money. When will modern women realize this? If a relationship doesn't work out, it is because mistakes were made somewhere. Accountability for yourself is key. And deeply listening and talking action to serve both parties' needs is a requirement. Both people need to contribute equivalently to serve the relationship and be prepared for that to change in Tim, as life is changing all the time.
A poll just came out that 45% of men ages 18 through 25 have never approached a woman in person to take her out on a date.
So a poll of less than 10% of the entire American population is now going to be used to try to dismiss the issues that men are facing in today's society.
All this about a male loneliness epidemic and blaming the modern woman for it?
Why place any responsibility at all on the women after all when it's so much easier just to blame the men?
No, the reality is they just won't grow a pair and ask a woman out.
Grow a pair? Oh dear.
They're not even trying. Why?
Oh, let's hear this theory.
Probably because they're on the internet watching porn all day. Oh yes, instead of being proactive and taking initiative to fix their little loneliness issue.
Really? Most men of that age group are likely, if not working all day, they're in college. But go on.
So this talk of, the body counts and it's women's fault and they're scared of feminism, that's why they won't approach the woman. No, all of that's just to cope.
No, that's not a cope. That's some men actually having standards and sticking to them.
Because 55% of men are doing the work and going and asking women out and fixing their loneliness and finding partnership.
55% of men 18 to 25, remember?
The funniest part about this is anytime there's a problem with men, loneliness epidemic, they can't get dates, it's immediately blamed on women. So this whole thing, the talk online has always been, it's women's fault that men can't get dates. No, they're just not even trying. Close the laptop, get out of the house, and go get a date.
Not even trying. Well, who could blame them, actually? After seeing what's popular in regards to how some women speak about, and treat men, why would any man willingly want to wander into that dating pool, knowing that there's a very high likelihood that he's going to be blamed for everything and told that he's always wrong just for being a man?
We as men are just showing ourselves self-love and not accepting a woman who doesn't respect us, contribute to a meaningful fashion, and grow as a person. Self-reflection and ownership of your mistakes in a partnership is very healing. The loneliness comes and goes, but being single means there's a 0% chance I'm with one of the types of people showcased in these clips, so I will consider that a win. Thanks for watching Male Imperium. Please show us your love by subscribing to the channel using the bell icon. We're also up for debate and some healthy banter, so don't forget to comment under the video.